Tonight on CTV3 News, rising wave of motorcycle robberies has Belizeans concerned. The most recent incident occurs here in Orange Walk as armed men threaten gas station attendants in broad daylight. 2 Guatemalan nationals arrested in Benquevejo for possession of illegal ammunition. Belize grapples with surge in violent robberies as authorities vote to crack down and restore public safety. And we'll tell you about a motorcycle accident that claimed the life of a police constable. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Monday, January 12th, 2026.
I really appreciate this house, I really appreciate the time I take.
1, 2, 3.
I'm feeling very overwhelmed. I'm very grateful, and thanks to the good Lord and the government and all who had participated in letting me be able to have the opportunity of having a home for myself. I'm very happy. This is something that is mine personally. I don't have to be renting, that is extra money in my pocket to do, and if I want to expand or whatever, that I can do that, I'll be able to do it.
As you can see, when they get these houses, it's an absolutely thrilling time, and I'm just absolutely overjoyed, man. These are humble, hardworking, honest people. They've worked all their lives, done a tremendous job with their children, have grown their children up to be considerate, responsible, hardworking citizens. Under really tough conditions, they've been able to make sure that their children get an education and be upstanding citizens. So they have done their part for this country. So we could not give to more deserving persons this opportunity.
I had my own home, but it sank, so the water came in. When it rains, I punish. Thankful for this, because I at least 3 feet, 3 heights.
Anybody who lives in the West Landiver community, they know the Conarchy family. This is a foundation family of this very close-knit community called West Landiver. And today is such a wonderful moment for the entire community because they know how much Lisa deserves this home. And I am just so excited as the area representative to be able to deliver this home today. It's something that we are extremely proud of.
Good evening with your news, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. Belize is experiencing a troubling rise in armed robberies carried out by men on motorcycles, often clad in helmets to conceal their identities. Here in Orange Walk, authorities are currently investigating a recent brazen assault at a 24/7 gas station located on Belize Corozal Road, where 2 female attendants were held at gunpoint on Sunday afternoon at around 1:30 p.m. CCTV footage captures a black scooter pulling up to the station with 2 masked individuals on board. One of the suspects brandished a firearm, pressing it against one of the female's pump attendants' heads and demanding money. Under duress, both attendants surrendered their purses, which contained approximately $1,900. The assailants are described as slim-built men who quickly fled the scene on the scooter. Fortunately, the women escaped unharmed. CTV3 News understands that this morning, cops found the scooter believed to have been used in the robbery. It was found at a residence located on Laguna Street. Authorities are urging the public to remain vigilant as they continue their investigation into this alarming pattern of armed robberies targeting local businesses. In recent months, Belize has been gripped by a surge in robbery and burglary incidents, some of which have ended in loss of life, while others have resulted in significant losses for well-known businesses across the country. The situation has been no different in Orange Walk, where residents have witnessed a series of brazen crimes. Among the most notable incidents are the recent robberies at Pletz Electronics and the Belize Marketing and Development Corporation, BMDC, as well as daring weekend robbery at local gas station, an incident that was caught on surveillance camera and widely circulated. As concern continues to grow, Minister of Home Affairs and Police Oscar Mira today pledged that the Belize Police Department will do everything within its power to curb the wave of robberies that has left communities shaken and claimed too many lives. Mira said authorities are fully aware of who is responsible for much of the violence and criminal activity currently terrorizing Belizean citizens.
As I sat with the Commissioner of Police and other senior officers of the police department, I made it known that, Belmopan and all like that, we need to make sure that we put every resources that we have to ensure that we solve those robberies and that we solve the murder. I think the police department has gone in over time to ensure that we investigate, not only investigate, but that we have sufficient evidence to arrest and to charge. We cannot allow, and I will not allow anybody else to come to Belmopan and believe that they're going to get away in doing robberies or any other murder here in this capital city. And I want to warn them and their families, because most of the time the families are the ones who protect these people, most of the time the families are the ones who benefit, and then they protect and go up on social media, go up on the media and holler about, oh, my son not do this and my son never do that. And that, the wali thief, I heard one saying the wali thief and probably do a robbery here and there, but the man don't know a murderer, I know why they treat them kind of weird. Well, let me say something. The police department will come very hard. And I have instructed Special Branch and I've instructed CIB to do everything that they can to make sure that we solve this murder and to make sure that we solve the robberies that have been happening here in Belmopan. But not only Belmopan, the country as a whole. So I'm getting the resources needed. We're getting whatever is needed for them to do the job and make sure that we go after the young people. It cannot be that one small amount of people are holding our country hostage. It will not be. And we will make sure that we go after them and the full enforcement of the law is going to come on them.
Minister Mira added that the police department is intensifying its operations using intelligence-led policing, technology, and targeted enforcement to dismantle criminal networks and restore public safety.
Our communities and our citizens need to, they are the other law enforcement part that is needed. Many times they see something, they don't see anything, but then they will go on social media and rant and rave and holler at the police when they do anything. We depend on the community. We wish that we can be everywhere, but it's just impossible. So we do need the support of the community. We do need your support. We need you to come and give us the information that we're looking for. We'll do everything possible to keep it confidential, to ensure that whatever you say to the police department is kept under confidential. And whenever we need your support, that you're there for us. We can't do it by our own. It's impossible to do it by our own. But there are things you need to stop. And we are, as a department and as ministry, going to ensure that we give the resources and we give everything for these things to stop. That's just one small bunch of them, We know who they are, and we gotta make sure we go after them.
Police officials continue to urge the public and business owners to remain vigilant and to cooperate with law enforcement by reporting suspicious activity, noting the community support remains a critical component in the fight against crime. Authorities apprehended 2 Guatemalan men on Friday after discovering prohibited ammunition during a joint police and customs operation. The incident occurred around 3 p.m. when law enforcement officers intercepted a black Toyota Hilux on Moyehon Road following intelligence reports. A comprehensive search of the vehicle revealed an empty extended magazine and a loaded magazine containing 14 live rounds of .40 caliber ammunition. According to police reports, both suspects, Nestor Amilcar Torres Galdames, age 50, and Romualdo Eduardo Velasquez Galdames, age 30, who have been charged for kept prohibited ammunition, claimed they had forgotten the magazines in the vehicle. They also presented a valid firearm license issued in Guatemala for a .40 caliber weapon. The men explained that their trips to Belize were primarily for the purpose of purchasing poultry to resell in Guatemala. In addition to the firearm-related charges, customs officials have seized the vehicle for further investigation, and it was not declared at the port of entry. The authorities are also expected to pursue separate charges related to this omission.
The MIU personnel reported that they were on mobile patrol in the area when their attention was drawn to a pursuit that was being conducted by custom personnel who were following a black in color Hilux pickup truck. When the vehicle was intercepted and the search was conducted, found therein were the 14 live rounds of .40 millimeter ammunition.
The investigation is ongoing, and authorities have indicated that additional charges may be forthcoming as they continue to probe this case. A tragic motorcycle accident near mile 1.5 of the Philip Golson Highway resulted in the death of Police Constable Eduardo Cos late Sunday evening. The incident occurred just after 8 p.m. when Cos was involved in a collision that caused him to be ejected from his motorcycle. Paramedics transported the injured officer to the Carl Houston Memorial Hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries. The circumstances surrounding the crash are currently being examined by authorities to determine the cause.
What the investigation has so far suggested is that Kos was traveling on his motorcycle to Belize City when he lost control and collided into a metal lamppost that is located on the median in the highway. PC Kos has been a serving member of the Belize Police Department for just over 4 years, and the loss of Mr. Kos is certainly mourned by the ministry as well as the department. Though he has only amassed 4 years of service, by all indications, he was a very dedicated and committed police officer.
Cos was wearing a helmet at the time of the accident. Commissioner of Police Dr. Richard Rosado today spoke briefly on the Joseph Ryan Budna case and the integrity of the police investigation into the alleged kidnapping. Speaking to the media today, Campbell Rosado said he would not address matters directly related to the months-long investigation, but reaffirmed his confidence in the professionalism of the officers involved. When asked about comments made by the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, in November, in which the case file prepared by police was described as less than nothing, Rosado maintained that differing views are to be expected. Addressing questions surrounding police officer Barry Flowers, who remains on full pay while under investigation, and on his second interdiction, the commissioner explained that the department is following established procedures.
I maintain that someone is entitled to their perspective of something, and I will not comment on somebody's perspective of something, but I will maintain that I have full confidence in the integrity of the investigative process and in the professional capacity of the investigators.
Did the former Minister of Agriculture order the kidnapping of Budna?
I will not comment on any ongoing investigation or prejudge any ongoing investigation.
The DPP also said that clearly a crime was committed on August 22nd that has landed a Belizean citizen, namely Bunda, in jail. And so do you believe that night that a crime was committed?
I will not comment on any ongoing investigation or prejudge any ongoing investigation.
I'll switch it up a little bit then, sir. I'll ask about Barry Flowers. He is still on full pay instead of interdiction during this investigation. Could you explain why?
The policy of the department that an individual is suspended while an investigation is ongoing. It is also the policy of the department, if a police officer is arrested and charged, then they automatically go into interdiction. So there's a policy in place and we are abiding by the policies of the department.
And Corporal Choko, he has been recorded saying that he was induced to give a false statement to comply with investigators. What's your response to that?
Like I said, I will not comment on any ongoing investigation or prejudge any ongoing investigation.
Rosado declined to comment on allegations that other officers were pressured to provide false statements and another transferred. However, he urged any officer with relevant information to cooperate fully with investigators.
Our transfer policy is based on the general welfare of the department and exigencies of services. I do not know, he has not communicated to me what knowledge or if he have anything. All as I was briefed on that he has abandoned his post and he has not shown up for duty from the he was transferred from the ministry.
If he does have information, would you encourage him to come forward?
Of course, I definitely would encourage him if you have any information that is of evidential value to come forward and speak to the investigators so that we can continue the ongoing investigation.
The commissioner emphasized that the matter remains under active investigation, noting that police will continue to follow due process. Coming up next, Belize strengthens border security with U.S. Biometric data sharing partnership and $250,000 equipment boost. Stay tuned.
Excited, good. I love my home. I was living with my sister and I'm so happy that I have my own one, that I could say it is my house.
It's good to have a house. I can say it's mine.
Sandy is a single mother who has been all her life living amongst her family. And so when we looked at the names of the individual we thought we were able to help, Sandy is one of them I know that really needed this assistance. I'm very proud of Sandy and we're very happy to be able to share in this very exciting moment with her, and she now owns a home that she can call home. And just like Sandy, you know, we just issued one to Miss Cantun in Orange Walk, another single mother with I think 2 or 3 children. You're not just giving them something, but you're making them, giving them a future, one that they can also have with their children. And so putting a roof over somebody's head is making life better for that individual.
The Belize Police Department has confirmed a slight reduction in murders in 2025. Speaking earlier today on the latest crime statistics, Police Minister Honorable Oscar Mira said police records show 91 murders in 2025 compared to 92 in 2024, representing a reduction of 1.1%. Rosado explained that police crime data is compiled strictly based on investigative findings and whether cases meet the legal definition of murder.
Last year, the statistics shows that we were 1 below the number for the previous year. And indeed, it is alarming that, you know, I understand the fear. I understand. Like I said, we are doing all that is possible to ensure that we stem the... Last year, the statistics shows that we were one below the number for the previous year. And indeed, it is alarming that, you know, we started the new year with a murder, and we are looking at making sure that our different units of the police department are well equipped. They have been retasked. We are going to reorganize. We're going to retask the special branch. We're going to retask the CIB and all those units that do investigations. It is not an easy task. Most of the time, we can only see the statistics of what happened. Whatever the police department prevents in terms of their anti-crime prevention strategy and their patrols, and those things are really, you can't quantify what you have, what hasn't happened. So the statistics is only about what happens, but we are making sure that we put everything into solving those murders. I think we have done very well in getting information, in getting arrests in the south. The shooting that happened in Mango Creek, we have had arrests, and we are very comfortable with all the evidence that have been gathered. In Belmopan, we also have arrests, and today one more person handed himself in, along with his attorney, which we believe is going to greatly help in that investigation.
In reference to the Mark Gabriel murder?
Yes, in reference to his murder. So this morning, another person handed himself, a person that we were looking for, a person of interest, which will very much help us in that investigation.
Despite the marginal decline, Commissioner of Police Dr. Richard Rosado acknowledged growing public fear, particularly following recent shooting incidents in Belize City and some areas in the south. He assured the public the police are actively using all available resources to address the situation.
I understand the fear. I understand what the plight the public is going through. And we are doing all that is possible, including our lawful tools, proven policing strategies, and strategic partnership to address any violence that occur. I also would like to highlight that we are leveraging technology to assist us in crime prevention, in improving our investigative capacity, and also in ensuring that we create safer community. I must also highlight that our investigators now have a wide network of cameras across the country, license plate readers, facial recognition, and advanced analytical tools that are available at their disposal that can readily identify and track an individual and vehicle when a crime occurs.
And we know that
Authorities say the biometric data sharing program The Compol also added that the department is expanding its use of technology, including surveillance cameras, license plate readers, facial recognition systems, and advanced analytical tools to strengthen crime prevention and improve investigations.
Like I said, we are doing all that is possible to ensure that we stem any violence within the community. I also have discussed with several of the business community that we intend to meet with them because we can only do so much. We need the community, we need the business owner to assist us in helping to prevent any incident from happening because the business owners, they play a critical role also.
Police say while the reduction in murders is modest, efforts remain focused on curbing violent crime and restoring public confidence through increased enforcement technology and community cooperation. The government of Belize has officially launched a biometric data sharing partnership with the government of the United States, receiving approximately US $250,000 in equipment and hardware to strengthen border security and migration management. The high-tech equipment was provided by the United States government and handed over following the signing of official agreements by representatives of the Ministry of Immigration, Governance and Labor, the Ministry of Home Affairs and Enterprise, and the U.S. Embassy in Belmopan. Through the partnership, Belize's immigration system will be upgraded with fingerprint-based biometric technology and the facial recognition systems at airports and key border points. Once fully implemented, immigration officers will be able to conduct real-time background checks on travelers by accessing the United States Department of Homeland Security's identity database, one of the largest biometric law enforcement databases in the world. As a result, travelers arriving at Belize's international airports will now go through fingerprint and facial scanners supplied by the United States, a move authorities say will improve security while ensuring a smoother and safer travel experience. The partnership, according to Minister of Immigration Honorable Karim Musa, will enhance surveillance at points of entry and improve the overall efficiency of immigration services.
We are truly excited to launch the Biometric Data Sharing Partnership along with the government of the United States. And what this means for migration and what this means for border security and national security is groundbreaking, because many might not know, but whenever a traveler enters the country, there are screening processes that take place. Of course, there is the initial screening process, followed by what could be described as a very lengthy secondary process in the event an individual is providing misleading information as it relates to their travel documents or their travel purpose. And so this will certainly expedite that process because now we're going to be tapping into international database regarding a particular individual, like I said, who is or may be subjected to secondary screening. So we're truly grateful for this level of partnership that we have with the United States, because this is certainly going to enhance our migration and border security.
Around how soon will we be able to see this being used at the border points?
Yeah, so it's already being used at some of our border points. There is a training that will take place as we roll out the infrastructure as well to all our border points. And so we can expect fully uploaded, I would say, within the next 2 to 3 months. That's very natural. I think it is oftentimes something that Belizeans are worried about. But in fact, if you are a Belizean national, you actually have nothing to worry about coming into Belize, because we have all your information already. This is for international travelers who are providing an international passport that may be fraudulent, or a travel document that may be fraudulent, or criminal enterprises entering our country for nefarious activities. And so this is more catered towards them. Like I said, this is something that is a secondary screening, and so not everyone is going to be subjected to this. It is only if you're providing misleading information or if an immigration officer is suspicious. It is also worth noting that this BDSP is something that is already within our region. So Belize is not the first country to do this in conjunction with the United States of America. There's also Mexico, Panama, Costa Rica that have subscribed to this, and that, of course, it has enhanced their migration in their country.
Minister of Home Affairs and Enterprise Oscar Mira similarly added that the program will significantly strengthen law enforcement's ability to identify and track potential threats.
Our involvement through the Belize Police Department will be through the mobile interdiction unit. And that unit will be a specialized unit that is going to be not at the entry points, but moving around the country. So the mobile interdiction unit is going to be vetted. We are going to ensure that the officers that are assigned to that unit are vetted officers, and that they pass all scrutiny.
Okay, and when it comes to potential risk, what is the biggest thing that we're looking out for that we want to stop at the border?
Well, as it was said before, we want to know who you are. So this is about identity. This is about people who come to Belize, sometimes with fraudulent passports, and we have no idea who they are. This will enable us to ensure that we verify your identity. But it's not only at the border points. So the mobile interdiction unit will be moving around Belize, and they can and will stop personnel and identify them if they have passed the border points already. We have several areas along the borders that are porous, that we cannot control. In those areas, the mobile interdiction unit is going to make sure that they identify these people.
Authorities say the biometric data sharing program represents a major step forward in modernizing Belize's border security infrastructure while aligning the country with international best practices in migration management. The Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security and New Growth Industries today received a significant boost to its field operations with the handing over of motorcycles and computer equipment valued at more than $80,000. The donation was made by the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, and the Korea International Cooperation Agency, COAICA. The partners handed over computer equipment along with 6 motorcycles, building on earlier contributions that included drones, cellular equipment, and a utility terrain vehicle. The donations form part of an ongoing project aimed at strengthening the ministry's data collection and management capabilities, which are critical for planning agricultural projects and improving coordination with local and international partners. At the same time, the International Regional Organization for Plant and Animal Health, OIRSA, also handed over 6 additional motorcycles to support the ministry's extension service, specifically for the screwworm eradication program. This latest contribution follows previous donations of medicines and specialized equipment used in the eradication effort. Speaking at today's ceremony, Minister of Agriculture, Food Security and New Growth Industries, Honorable Rodwell Ferguson, emphasized that the new equipment will improve the ministry's ability to reach farmers in remote and hard-to-access communities, while also making extension and monitoring work more efficient.
It's a grand donation. As a matter of fact, these motorcycles, the computers, is a combination of UNDP, FAO, and COICA to contribute to the Ministry of Agriculture. Then on the other side is from OIRSA. And these equipment should be very useful for the Ministry of Agriculture because we're trying to improve the agricultural image in the country. And agriculture is led by the private sector, but at the same time, they need technical support from the ministry. So these will allow us, the policy team, and likewise the school world team, to get around the country to figure out what is the position and particular issues when it comes to agriculture. So we really appreciate the partnership with them.
Yeah. So I know that's how the motorcycles will be used, get to those hard-reaching areas. Let's talk about these computers and equipment. How will those be used as well?
There are special computers that will be used in the office section to make sure they can monitor the different aspects of the agriculture industry. So those likewise will come in very handy. We might have to train staff to be able to understand how to use them.
The motorcycle UNDP representative to Belize, Michael Lund, also highlighted the significance of the donation in allowing the ministry to make better informed decisions, respond more quickly to challenges in the agriculture sector, and ensure farmers receive timely technical support.
So this donation is part of a wider UN project that we have with UNDP. It's FAO, who is the lead on this activity. It's UNICEF, WFP, and UNFPA. The project is about enabling the statistical systems of Belize and is funded by COICA, which is the development agency of Korea. This particular component is about helping farmers and the ministry gathering information and making decisions based on the data that they collect in order to optimize the agricultural systems in Belize.
So 6 motorcycles as well. How did you guys decide, okay, this is what the ministry needs?
So these are done with consultations with the different ministries. The Ministry of Agriculture is one of the ministries benefiting. There are other ministries. And what is it that what they need? This is part of a bigger package. In total, what we're donating today is $40,000. So there's the motorcycles, there are IT equipment. Previously, there's been donating drones and UTV also for help with transportation. So again, it's about collecting the data. These motorcycles will enable extension workers to reach the farmers, to support the farmers, because there are more extension workers than transportation. So this will really help and facilitate that support to the farmers of Belize.
The motorcycles and equipment will be deployed across all 6 districts where they are expected to immediately support extension officers, inspectors, and field technicians in their daily operations. The Ministry of New Growth Industries has recently been reassigned to fall under the Ministry of Agriculture, marking a strategic shift aimed at expanding Belize's agricultural and agro-industrial potential. While the ministry has until now been primarily focused on the hemp industry, newly appointed Minister Rodwell Ferguson says his vision extends beyond a single crop. He has identified vanilla and balsa wood as key areas with strong potential to generate significant economic returns for Belize. Minister Ferguson explained that diversification is critical to strengthening the country's agricultural sector and creating new income opportunities for farmers and investors alike. He noted that vanilla, a high-value crop with growing global demand, could offer lucrative opportunities if developed properly, while balsa wood, widely used in manufacturing, renewable energy, and construction, presents another promising export option.
While the hemp is been undertaken already, and likewise I'm looking at the vanilla, and likewise the balsa wood. I want to introduce my ministry to figure out how we can introduce those to Belize because they have a very good market price. So once those come to Belize and we can find the proper market price, then the farmers will benefit. So I'm concentrating right now on the vanilla and the balsa wood.
I think a lot of people know about vanilla. A lot of people know about balsa wood. What is that? How can that be used?
Well, balsa wood is a wood that is being used to make aeroplanes and boats. It's a very light wood, and then it matures in 4 years. So we're enough wait 7-8 years for it to mature. Within 4 years, it reaches almost 100 feet. And there's a good market for it in China and in Europe likewise. So I want to get some seedlings to start to propagate to make sure we can start to find a way how we can get it going in Belize. We have the climatic condition for it.
The move signals the government's intention to broaden Belize's agricultural base and reduce reliance on traditional crops by investing in high-value, non-traditional industries. And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
I'm excited, good. I love my home. I was living with my sister and now I'm so happy that I have my own one, that I could say it is my house.
It's good to have a house. I can say it's mine.
Sandy is a single mother who has been all her life living amongst her family. And so when we looked at the names of the individual, we thought we were able to help. Sandy is one of them I know that really needed this assistance. I'm very proud of Sandy, and we're very happy to be able to share in this very exciting moment with her, and she now owns a home that she can call home. And just like Sandy, you know, we just issued one to Miss Cantun in Orange Walk, another single mother with I think 2 or 3 children. You're not just giving them something, but you're making them, giving them a future, one that they can also have with their children. And so putting a roof over somebody's head is making life better for that individual.
His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, President of Guyana, is scheduled to undertake a state visit to Belize from February 1st to February 3rd, 2026. During this official trip, President Ali will participate in the ceremonial opening of Belize's new parliamentary session as the CARICOM head of government for agriculture. President Ali was also engaged with Belize's productive sector, aiming to bolster regional collaboration, investment opportunities, and trade relations. It is anticipated that several agreements on cooperation will be signed during the visit. In addition to these engagements, President Ali will meet with Belize's top officials, including Excellency Dame Froila Zalam, the Governor General, and Honorable John Briceño, the Prime Minister. Historically, Belize and Guyana have maintained strong diplomatic ties rooted in shared commitments to regional solidarity, development, and integration. This upcoming visit is seen as a significant step in further strengthening the enduring partnership between the two nations. With the 2025-2026 crop season tentatively scheduled to commence January 19th, Dr. Osmond Martinez, Minister of State for the Ministry of Economic Transformation, is conducting site visits to inspect sugar roads in the Corozal and Orange Walk districts. The inspection is a key part of preparations for the upcoming 2026 sugarcane crop season and aims to ensure that critical roadways are capable of supporting cane farmers as they transport sugarcane to the mill. Minister Martinez was accompanied by representatives from the Sugar Industry Research and Development Institute, SIRDI, the Ministry of Infrastructure and Housing, MIDH, American Sugar Refining, Belize Sugar Industries, Northern Sugarcane Growers Association, the Progressive Sugarcane Producers Association, the Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association, and the Corozal Sugarcane Producers Association. The team assessed priority areas requiring repair and reviewed ongoing infrastructure works currently being undertaken by MIDH. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Tuesday, January 13th, here on CTV3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/CTV3BelizeNews or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. From all of us here at CTV3, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.